Hello, and welcome back for another episode of Who's Hiring. I'm Professor Sterling Bone, Professor of Marketing and Director of our Huntsman Sales Academy at the John M. Huntsman School of Business. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to Tyson Fujikawa of ELITech Group. And Tyson, as an introduction, is one of my former students from many galaxies ago. He was one of my early sales Jedi when I was a faculty member at the Marriott School at Brigham Young University. I'm excited to reconnect with Tyson. Tyson is the Vice President of Global Sales at ELITech Group. He has had an incredible career in medical device and medical sales, and and product management, which he'll certainly maybe share a little bit more about. But I'm excited that as we are connecting our Aggies to great companies, ELITech is one of our own Cache Valley born and bred companies. And so Tyson, maybe you can start off and telling us a little bit about you and a little bit about how you have arrived at ELITech.
Great. Hey, well, thank you, Professor Bone, for inviting me to be on this today. It's very exciting to reconnect with you and to talk to all these Aggies. So I've been in the medical industry ever since graduating from the Marriott School, where you were my professor. I went right into the medical industry. I knew going into the business school that I wanted to be in the medical industry. That's where I wanted to spend my career. I didn't want to go to medical school. I wanted to start making money immediately instead of going into debt. So I got a job as I started at the bottom as an associate sales rep. In other words, I was doing all the grunt work, all the work that you don't want to do, running trays all over town, being up in the middle of the night. It was great training. And since then, I've spent the last 13 years just in a lot of different roles, learning the business and just having a great time.
Very good. And some of those journeys have taken you internationally. Could you speak about some of your global opportunities as you were in medical sales early on in your career?
Sure. So maybe I should just say that. So when I was an associate sales rep for a very short amount of time, and then I was given my own territory in northern Los Angeles. That was an opportunity for me to show them what I could do, right? So this was a territory that was doing $0, and I had to build it from nothing. I did that. I built it up for about 4.5 years. I was working in the orthopedic section of medical device, and I did very well. Was getting lots of recognition, winning lots of awards. And at that time, at the company I was at, they had two different. The company almost acted like two different businesses. There was a U.S. business and an international business. The international business was based out of Italy, northern Italy, in Verona. And so they were trying to bridge the gap. So they were trying to figure out who could move to Italy and bridge the gap here. And they found out that I served a mission in Spain, and I speak fluent Spanish. And they thought, well, hey, you speak Spanish. You could probably learn Italian very quickly. I'm like, yes, I can. And so they asked if I would be willing to take a job in Italy, move my wife and I over there, and become an international product manager for the hip and femur market for orthopedics. We jumped at that opportunity. It was the greatest thing I could have done in my career. I was there for 2 years. I traveled all over the world doing product management, but I also got to I was the lone American in this office of about 150 people. So I was put into all the different divisions of all the different groups of regulatory, compliance, supply chain, operations, because I was the lone American, right? That the American expert gave me great exposure.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you've arrived at ELITech after a number of years doing sales and in leadership with various medical companies. Why did you choose ELITech?
So I chose ELITech for a couple of reasons. One, my wife is from Utah, so eventually we want to get back to Utah. And there aren't a lot of medical device companies that are based out of Utah, so it kind of gives you the number of opportunities is limited. But I viewed ELITech as a sleeping giant. I looked at it, and they're growing every year, 5, 6, 7, 8%. And they really haven't changed their model. And so after I looked at everything, I thought, wow, I could really come in and make a really big splash and have a lot of fun building their global sales organization. So it was a really good fit.
So tell us a little bit about what does ELITech sell, kind of what is its products, and what would be the product area that these students might be working in if they were at ELITech?
Sure. So ELITech, a lot of people in Cache Valley might know it as Westcor. It was called Westcor for many, many decades, actually. It was founded in 1970 by some Aggies, actually, from Utah State. It is I want to say this right, it's a life science and laboratories company. So it's an in vitro lab diagnostics. So what does that mean? Well, when you go into the laboratory when you get a blood sample or a pap smear or a urine sample or something that needs to be tested, you send it to the lab. That's all we really know, right? Well, in the lab are scientists who use a bunch of laboratory equipment, stainers, osmometers, of things of those nature. We manufacture and sell those all over the world. And our headquarters is in Logan, Utah.
And so for students that may be a little bit intimidated by all that pap smear, blood, urine samples, all the medical science, technology jargon,
Sure.
Is it intimidating for you, or should it be intimidating for them to be working in a high science field like ELITech works in?
No, absolutely not. It's a wonderful actually area to get in. If you're looking at getting into the medical industry, it is a fantastic way to get in. When you come into a company, you're not expected to know everything. We look for key characteristics and things, especially I'll tell you about what I look for specifically, but if you check off those boxes, we can teach you the science, we can teach you the products, we can teach you the verbiage, the vocabulary that can be taught and learned, just like a subject at Utah State. So that should not make anyone feel intimidated.
Perfect. I remember, Tyson, we were in a class, I believe you were a marketing major or
I was, yes.
Yeah, marketing major. So you've made this transition in medical, and it's certainly been around a lot of high science solutions. Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit into now you're the VP of global sales, mm-hmm. and you're building your team at ELITech. What are some of the roles and opportunities that you're recruiting for now and maybe in the future?
Sure. So they brought me in and to really create a different organization for the sales. If we don't change the way we're doing things, we're not going to get different results, right? So I have a distribution network. I sell through distributors, but I also have direct sales reps too. So right now I'm looking for an account manager, or in other words, a sales rep for our erythrocyte sedimentation rate division. We call that ESR to keep it simple. So I'm looking for a sales rep for our ESR division, based in Logan, actually. I'm looking for that right now. So if someone that's listening to this is interested in getting into the medical industry, now is your time. Also looking for tech support representatives, quality assurance people. We're always looking for top talent to add to the organization.
All right, so listen up, Aggies. Here is your opportunity to get into medical sales in the beautiful confines of Cache Valley. What would a day in the life be in that position? Specifically in this kind of this account role they would be entering into. What would the typical day in the life look like for that position?
Sure. So it's a sales role, right? So they'll be making cold calls to laboratories and hospitals. They'll be visiting and meeting with current customers to sell more of our products to them. They will be attending shows and trade shows and educating people on our products, acting kind of like a product manager, but as a sales rep, meeting with lab technicians and scientists, and just selling the product and promoting our products. It's not a job that you're going to be doing the same thing every day. Every day will be bring its set of new challenges, and in a very fast-paced market. It's a fantastic way to get into the medical industry. Fantastic.
So Tyson, you're luring me away. I've always dreamed of a career in medical sales. So
yeah.
I were to play, no, I'm good. But what would you be looking for in terms of characteristics, kind of key attributes.
Sure.
Paint a picture for what does a successful candidate look like for you?
I look for 5 things. I've hired hundreds of people in my career and built a lot of different sales organizations, and I have dwindled it down to really 5 things. And if someone has these 5 things, then I fly them out to meet me, and more than likely, I'll give them a job. So I look for one, that they have a drive, that they can show that they have a drive, and 2, a desire to succeed. And those 2 things are not the same. So drive and desire. 3, the ability to build relationships, because that's what they're doing when they're selling. They're building relationships. 4, that they're teachable or coachable, that they can learn and be taught. And the 5th is that they have a really good work ethic. And if somebody can, and it's not just telling me that they have these things, they have to prove to me, give me examples. If I say, tell me about your work ethic, prove to me that you have a work ethic. I ask more probing questions of, tell me about your first job, who paid for college, what did you do with the money that you got? I mean, these are questions that help show me that people have drive, ambition, hard work, stuff like that to build off of.
No, outstanding. So again, listen up, Aggies. We got the secret formula for ELITech and also for medical sales. I would say, Tyson, if you share those are attributes that we obviously instill very highly here at the John M. Huntsman School of Business. And I know I can speak from experience seeing you exercise, and you practice what you are seeking in terms of having those attributes yourself. And we're super excited to connect Utah State students to this amazing opportunity, ELITech Group. How can they reach out? How can they continue the conversation with you and your team? How would you like them to engage?
So I'm more than happy to engage. LinkedIn is a great platform, and it's very widely used in the business world. So feel free to look me up, Tyson Fujikawa, on LinkedIn. There's only one, and love to engage with everybody on there. No problem whatsoever. Even on my profile, it's also listed my work email. So there's no problem with people using my email to reach out as well about these opportunities. And it's not just, if ELITech isn't the right fit and people are really trying to get into the industry, I have been blessed with wonderful people that have helped me in my career and helped me down the road. And I'm always looking to pay that forward. So this is a special offer just for Sterling Bones people, but if I can help in any way for people to get into the medical industry, I'm happy to do so.
I appreciate that, Tyson, and I know our students will very much benefit from your mentorship and rubbing shoulders with you. Thank you for joining us on this session of Who's Hiring, and our special guest, Tyson Fujikawa. Thank you, Tyson, for being here, and we hope that more Utah State students find themselves working with you and in this amazing company, ELITech Group. So thank you, Tyson.
Thank you for having me.